Happy Vlogmas Day 18. So I wanted to sit down with you guys and just chat real briefly. Well, we'll try to keep it brief about what it's like being the only vegan and or gluten-free person in the family. So my advice here will apply to if you are vegan, if you are gluten-free, or if you're both. And just how to survive the holidays, because if you're like me, I am the only vegan person that I know in real life, and I'm also the only gluten-free person that I know in real life. So obviously that means I'm the only vegan / gluten-free person that I know entirely in real life. So, of course, only one in my family and friend group that is both. So it can be challenging, especially if you have people in your life that really don't understand your lifestyle. Maybe they don't wish to understand your lifestyle, or maybe they wish to not respect it and think it's a fad that will get over in some time when truthfully that is your lifestyle and that's how you'll always be. So I'm going to share with you guys 10 tips that I have on how to survive during the holidays. Let's get started. Okay, so number one is it is okay to say no. It is okay to be firm in your beliefs. And what I mean is when people are trying to convince you, well, it's the holidays, you can have grandma's sugar cookies, or it's the holidays, just come out to eat at the steak restaurant with us, no big deal. It's okay to say no, I'm not going to eat that, and be firm in your beliefs and not feel bad because you said no. I know it can be kind of hard, but I think if people really care about you and love you, they're going to respect that decision that you've made, and they may even try to offer a suggestion of a place where everybody can eat, or maybe you can offer one. So it's okay to say no and be firm in your beliefs. Number two, don't give in to social pressure, because at the end of the day, the only person who's going to feel bad about it is you. And when I was transitioning to being completely vegan and gluten-free, I had a lot of people who didn't understand and thought it was just a fad. Granted the fact that I've been mostly vegan my entire life, it's not a fad. I'm old. I won't say how old, but I'm pretty old. And I'm a lot older than I look. Besides the point, a lot of people just didn't care or understand at first and tried to force and convince me about why I should eat this, and then argue with me about that I was killing plants instead, which is besides the point. So just don't give in to pressure, because at the end of the day, the only person you're hurting is yourself, and you're going to feel bad. And then your friends or family or people that you know are going to keep thinking it's okay to pressure you to eating these things because you'll do it. So it is okay to stand up for yourself and just not give in to social pressure. Easier said than done, but I've become quite skillful at it. Number three, bring your own food. If you're at a potluck or you're at a dinner party, sometimes people may not take in consideration that you can't eat certain things and think that maybe you'll make an exception for that one night, which you're not going to, right? So bring your own food. Bring something that you can share with everybody, and just bring it. It just makes your life easier because you know that there's something that you can eat. And sometimes what I'll do too is if I'm going to go to an event where I know there's going to be nothing that I can eat, I will eat ahead of time and then go and bring whatever food that I have made or have bought that is vegan and gluten-free, and then I will share with others. If they want to try it, cool. If they don't, no pressure, don't try it. But I have just learned it's easier if I take care of myself and bring my own stuff. Number four, grocery shopping. It's really important to do. So I'm about to go on a trip. I'm leaving Saturday, and where I'm going is my parents' house, and they eat the standard American diet, so they eat nothing what I can eat. In fact, the Christmas dinner that I helped my mom order, since I am the techie person in the family, not one of the things is something that I can eat. None of it's gluten-free and none of it's vegan, so I'm going to have to have an entire meal for myself for the holiday. I'm used to it. It kind of sucks in a way because you feel you're like an outsider, but at the same time, I'm not going to press my beliefs on somebody else, and if they don't want to eat like I do, I'm not going to force them. And I find that it's just easier that way, you know? And grocery shopping, I know that I will have food available at the house since I'm going to be there for like a week, that I can eat, and I'm not going to have to worry and scramble and starve. Just do your own grocery shopping. Even if you're going to Mexico, or if you're going on a trip somewhere, anywhere, going to see family, going to see friends, go on a road trip, just grocery shop, plan ahead, meal prep, bring your own food. Number 5. This is especially important, I think, if you're new and transitioning to this, and it's a conversation you've had with your family and friends before, but if you're transitioning, remind them, say, hey mom, hey dad, remember I'm vegan, so these are the types of things I can no longer eat. Do you think you can pick something up for me? If not, I'm happy to pick up my own food. So if you open that conversation and you approach it in a kind and gentle manner, people are more likely to respond to you, and they're more likely to say, oh yeah, hey, let me pick some stuff up for you. So for the Thanksgiving holiday week, we were with my partner's side of the family, and he reminded his family, hey, remember Amanda is vegan and gluten-free? Will there be food that she can eat? And they said, yeah, of course. And his family was so cool, and they even picked up stuff and made sure they made some side dishes that were stuff that everybody could eat, but it was both vegan and gluten-free. So while I couldn't eat the entire meal, there were choices, and I didn't have to feel like, the black sheep of the family where, oh, Amanda doesn't eat this or that. I was actually able to have a meal that was similar to the meal they were having, which was so cool, and I'm so thankful for that. So if they're watching, thank you. It means a lot. It really helps. Number 6. So I think a lot of times, if you're really into veganism, especially the ethical morality and environmental things, which I am too, and I think it's really easy, especially if you're on a journey, maybe you're losing weight or something, it's so easy to personalize what people say. And I think you have to take a step back. And this is something that I've learned over the years, and you have to develop a thick skin, because being vegan and being gluten-free, we're not, the norm. We're not the standard American diet. People think it's a fad or silly or crazy, and you hear all the bad things that are said about us. And I think there are people who are going to be mean. There are people who are going to attack, who are going to shame you. Those people do exist on both sides of the community. But a lot of times people just have questions because they don't know. If you're vegan, you probably get this question a lot. I know I do all the time, and it is, if you're vegan, where do you get your protein? How do you get your iron? So just answer them. Sometimes they don't know. They're genuinely curious. And, fruits and vegetables, nuts and seeds, hey, that's where you get it, right? So sometimes people have questions, and that's why I like to know, if you've watched my other videos, I am so big on nutrition and knowing where my food comes from and knowing what foods are high in potassium or magnesium or zinc. I care about that stuff, and it's, for me, because I am an athlete, I like to know how to feel my body, and I think anyone should know how to feel your body properly. So you're going to get questions. Now, I've had people say things to me like, well, if you're vegan, why are you still fat? That's hurtful. Especially, I was in a place in my life, and maybe I'll share a video, so comment down below if you would like me to talk about my weight loss journey. So just a quick version of it. I was thin my entire life. I had a couple incidences in my 20s where I kind of went up and down a little bit. But then it wasn't until my late 20s, early 30s where I gained a ton of weight. And then I lost it all. And in that weight loss journey, I had someone that I cared about a lot ask me, well, if you're vegan, why are you still fat? And I had just lost 35 pounds. And I knew I was nowhere near my goal weight, but people still think they can comment and say harsh things. So that was hurtful for me. But, I don't take it personal, and I let it go, and I'm over it. But sometimes people are going to say things that are hurtful and mean. That's life. So develop a thick skin and know how to deal with it. Don't be afraid to call people out when they're being hurtful or mean. Just say, hey, that really hurt my feelings. Why did you say that? It's okay to have those conversations with people, but also, if they're genuinely curious, how do you get enough calories, or because they don't know, just answer them. Simple. Number 7, meal prep. This is probably one of the most important things I think on this list, is meal prep ahead of time. So I'm going to be traveling Saturday. I'm going to be flying. I have to drive to the airport, and I have to wait for a ride and then get up to my parents' house. So it's going to be 6 or 7 hour process, even though the flight is an hour. But I will meal prep because the food on the plane is not gonna be something I can eat unless they have the salted peanuts, but I'd rather not eat those because they are salted. But I'm gonna bring my own food and meal prep so I don't starve. And and that will be a day that I will break my intermittent fasting early, probably, because I'm going to be having to get up at dark o'clock because my flight, I think, is at like 5 something in the morning. Crazy early. But anyway, meal prep is so essential because I know that when I'm there, all the meals that are going to be served are going to be things that everyone else can eat, but I cannot. So having my own food available and ready to go makes things a lot less stressful, and especially for my mom, who my parents aren't able to do a lot of cooking and stuff as much as they once were, and it can be very stressful for them to try to make multiple different meals, and I just personally don't want to add that additional layer of stress onto them. I don't think it's fair. I'd rather just, take care of myself so I know what is in my food, and I don't add that burden onto them to have to make something completely separate for me because I can't eat what they eat. So, and then I don't have to stress because there's food available for me. Number 8, this works if you have people who are open to this, and it works where hopefully there's a happy medium. So finding a restaurant where everybody can eat at together, that is key. So obviously my parents like the standard American diet. They like places like Mel's Diner or Black Bear Diner, or places like that, or Foster's, like places that have kind of junky food. And I'm not trying to be hard, it's just the portion sizes and the calories and the fat content. I'd rather not consume stuff like that. But sometimes they do have like a garden salad, not my favorite thing in the world, but they'll have something like that, or they will have fries that haven't been contaminated with like other things that I can possibly eat. So I do my research ahead of time and know what places that I cannot eat. And sometimes if it's a place that they absolutely really want to go and I know there's nothing on the menu, I'll just go anyway and I'll eat before. That way I can still enjoy their company. It's kind of a little sad and my mom feels guilty, but I'd rather they enjoy, what they want to have. And I know like my family is never going to change. They are never going to be vegan or gluten-free like me. And that's just the way it is. And I'm not going to change people unless they themselves want to make the change. So I try to find places that everyone can eat. Now, near where my parents live, there's a place that is a vegetarian restaurant that I really love because they have all kinds of vegan food and gluten-free food, and I feel safe eating there knowing that I'm not going to get sick. And they have stuff that my mom likes, so I'll take her there and then we can both enjoy something that we both really like. She gets to have her stuff, I get to have mine. Now her stuff is not vegan, it's not gluten-free, so it's technically vegetarian in the sense, but she's really happy and she enjoys it. And I've brought numerous friends to this place who are not vegan or gluten-free, and they have something that they really like and I like. Now my father will never go there because he likes his steak and hamburger and whatever, but at least it's a happy medium to some extent. Number 9 is make food that everybody can enjoy. So sometimes you're going to have family members who are they're not open to trying things, and don't pressure them because it's okay if they don't want to do it, they don't want to do it. And like my father doesn't want to try a lot of the things that I make. He's pretty set in his ways as an elderly man, and he doesn't want to try these certain things. So, and that's okay. I'll never pressure him. I will always offer. And sometimes he does take me up on, but most of the time it's like, ooh, no, that's yucky or disgusting. But my mom will almost always try it, and sometimes she's ended up liking things, and sometimes she hasn't. My partner, if you guys have watched my other videos, he is not vegan, he is not gluten-free, but he does eat a lot more vegan and gluten-free food just because it's what I eat, and he likes a lot of things and he loves trying new foods, so that works out really well for us. So when you make food that everybody can have, and you're really sensitive to it too, like if you have a friend who has a nut allergy, or maybe they're allergic to spinach or something like that, you just make it without that, and that way everyone can enjoy it without pressure. And if they don't want to try it, they don't want to, and that's okay. But having that option available is a nice thing, and it kind of makes it where you know there's something that you can eat again. And then number 10, and I think especially if you're really new to this, transitioning during the holidays times, it can be difficult and it can be stressful and it can be overwhelming sometimes. And I find, like, I belong to a lot of vegan groups on Facebook, and it makes me sad how people just tear one another down, especially if they fall off the wagon. It's so hard during the holidays, and I get it. Like, you have to be really strong and firm in your beliefs to not fall off, and maybe you might accidentally eat something that isn't vegan or that isn't gluten-free. You pay the consequences, because if you have an allergy like I do, I'll get sick, or you just find out and you make better choices next time. But the key is, if you fall off the wagon, which is tip number 10, just get right back on. Just don't give it a second thought. Like, okay, I messed up. I ate this. It had honey in it. I won't eat that again. I'll make it differently next time, or I'll make sure I really look those ingredients over. And it's so easy to make these mistakes, and I find a lot of times some people in our community will just bash the heck out of these people who are coming forward asking for support and advice and saying, hey, I messed up here. Can you support me? We should, as a community, support them and say, hey, here's what you can do next time, instead of just bashing them. It's hard, and I think that can be a struggle in our community, and why a lot of people are afraid of admitting they've messed up or admitting that they didn't know something. And, you know, I'm always going to be open and honest with you guys here and be transparent. So, I mean, I have messed up before, especially when I was new and I didn't know that a particular ingredient wasn't vegan. And I can share those things with you. So if you guys want to see a future video, comment down below, let me know, and I can talk about that, because it is struggle worth. It is struggle sometimes. So, but anyway, it's okay to mess up. Just get right back on the wagon and keep on going. And if you need support, there are a lot of good people out there that are willing to support and help you and talk through it. I'm one of them. So if you are struggling with maintaining being vegan or gluten-free during the holiday season and need advice, hopefully this video helps you, and hopefully you have someone in your community that has your back. I will always have your guys' backs, and I will never verbally attack or anything to anybody, because I know how difficult it can be, especially when you're trying to learn all the different crazy ingredients that are on labels and what they mean. So anyway, thank you for hanging out with me, you guys, today. I really hope that this helped somebody. So I know I'm a small creator, and I know my voice isn't something that people look for, and I'm new to this, but as long as I'm helping somebody, to me that's good enough. And I just want to thank you so much for the support that you guys are giving me so far, and the comments, the few, but the some comments that I am receiving, thank you. And don't forget to like this video if you like this type of video, and hopefully you guys can give me some recommendations down below. If you like some of the topics I suggested, do let me know. Go ahead and turn on that bell notification so you don't miss a future post from me, and please subscribe so we can hang out more together. Alright, you guys, take care and have a wonderful day, and if you have difficulty during the holidays, you're not alone with this, and hopefully this video has helped you guys. Alright guys, bye!